everyone. I made it from over there to over here. I'm always amazed by the technology. So yes, hi. Welcome to the Bright Side Overtime with me, Isha Sesay, waiting for my guest, renowned chef, Pierre Thiam, also known as he's known as like the ambassador of West African cuisine. And we're about to have the jollof rice wars. I'm just gonna say it. That's what's about to go down. You heard him if you were watching the show previously on Facebook Live or on YouTube Live, him saying that, you know, we're gonna settle this once and for all. And who better to have this conversation with than Chef Pierre Thiam, who, as you know, or may know, is known for his restaurant Teranga in New York City and for the amazing food he does. So I cannot wait to let him into this conversation. I'm waiting for him to pop up. How are you all doing? What's happening where you are? Send me a note. Let me know how you're doing, how you're coping during this time, what you're spending your time doing, what's bringing you joy, how are you holding on to your own inspiration? What are your thoughts during this time? I want to hear everything. People from all over the continent. I see this one from Diamond Kid. Hello, Zachariah, Janet. Jollof rice is from Senegal. Listen. It's about to get serious here about this jollof rice. Because let me just say right now, nobody throws down for the jollof like the Sierra Leoneans. So I said it. We're looking for Chef Thiam to join. As soon as he does, I will hit the button and let him in. We have viewers from Morocco, El Habib, Stadi, Seb4899 from Germany, hello. J Kanu 457 from Amsterdam, hello. Anne from Switzerland, Christian Tagui, oh, great food. Sandra Tagang, you're my favorite journalist, thank you. Look, Tolerance saying jollof rice is from Nigeria. Some people are saying Senegal. Some people are saying from Nigeria. I mean, we're going to ask the chef to figure... Oh, here he is. I see him. Let's see. He's coming through. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Now, I'm trying to figure out you're to the side, Chef Thiam.
I'm in the side, okay. Does it work now?
Now we just need to tilt it because now I can only see you. There you go.
Okay.
Wonderful.
I need to.
Welcome.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very, very well. It is so nice to have you with me and with all the viewers. We're all very excited about the jollof rice wars.
I was joking.
Yes, unfortunately, my followers take the jollof rice conversation very, very seriously.
I see that.
Because lots of people are already writing, saying that it's from Senegal, it's from Nigeria. I know we're going to get into COVID-19 and the great work you're doing to support in just a second. But where does jollof rice come from?
Well, jollof rice, the word jollof is the traditional name for Senegal. So jollof rice definitely comes from Senegal. You know, and I see your face. And you know, I didn't have the salon jollof. But
you haven't had salon jollof?
No, I haven't. You know, I had
I'll have to get some to you.
I know it's delicious. I had great Nigerian jollof. I had great Ghanaian jollof. You know, they all have their own style. You know, they all have their own style. The original one is definitely Senegalese, but
it's
fine. Not saying it's the best one, but the original.
No, okay, fine. I will accept this as you have been very diplomatic, not wanting to upset your fans from around the continent. So. How are you doing? I know you mentioned in the video that you have a baby coming, you're cooking for 3. How are you doing right now?
Well, I had to leave Manhattan. We lived in Hell's Kitchen for right in the heart of this whole crazy situation. So Lisa and I left and we live now in about an hour and a half from the city in this town called Warwick. The air is much fresher here. It's by the Hudson Valley. And we're expecting in July, so we had to be in a safe place. Thank you.
Is it? I mean, again, you know, these are conversations that I've seen various people have, and read about. I mean, how scary a time is it, having a baby in the middle of a pandemic?
Yeah, yeah, it's really scary, especially the fact that the hospitals are overwhelmed. So it's just been something that we are keeping close watch on because we don't know if we just gonna be able to get a room
Yeah.
somewhere. So yeah, so that's
Yeah, it's really scary. Talk to me about, clearly at home the focus is Lisa and the baby that you'll soon have safely, by God's grace, safely with you. On the work front, what are you doing? Because a lot of us, obviously, we're locked away at home, and that's kind of it. But your professional work, the cooking, that's still very much going on. Talk to me about what you're doing right now.
right now. So the restaurant Teranga in New York City we've been able to turn into a delivery and pick up only restaurant. So people, we definitely a big part of the solution here. We're feeding hospitals, hospital workers, and we even have a GoFundMe campaign that started last week, and it's been quite
Oh, wow.
successful. Quite successful.
Wow.
We are feeding hundreds of hospital workers a day. Last week was a beautiful week, and our community, of course, as well. We reduced our menu. We have like a family kit for the menu. So we really trying to make the best out of it, keeping our employees on salary. So this was the main challenge. Of course, we couldn't keep all the stuff. We had to lay off a good half of it. We hope we hope that this situation just evolve for the best.
And you mentioned community. I mean, to you right now, talk to me about the importance of community and how the food you make, what that does for community, and especially at a time like this.
Well, as you know, where we're from, West Africa, Africa at large, communities is everything, and particularly when it comes to food. And that's the vision of Teranga, the meaning of Teranga. Teranga is a wall of wood. Teranga is the name of the restaurant for those of you who don't know. It's a wall of wood that means translates hospitality, but it's really more than hospitality. It's really how you share the best of what you have, and particularly your food with the community, and everyone in the community, everyone in the community at large is welcome in Senegal, in any home. And you, especially for food, no one's supposed to go hungry, and you share the food with unexpected guests, because this is just the way we believe that the more you share, the more you receive. So there's always room for someone, for a new person that come and share your food. So that's what we try to reflect here in our community in Harlem with our restaurant, and that was important for us to bring that food and that energy.
And you're in Harlem, and your food is enjoyed by people, whether they're African or African American. I mean, food is something that just unites us all.
Totally. Yeah.
No, I was going to say, you said something that struck me, that people, the idea with Teranga, and certainly there in Senegal, is very much that you share what you have with your brother, and nobody ever goes hungry, and that's very much a principle, the spirit of your enterprise. I know the question of hunger is very much on your mind with what's happening on the continent and concerns about food security. Talk to me about that.
Yes, it's very, very concerning, especially for countries that have been just exporting their food for, it's terrible that it's countries like Senegal, for instance, just giving one example, where we still depend on rice, imports of rice to feed our people, when we've been just looking down at our own products, our own local products. So that's a message, and hopefully, if something has to come out of this terrible situation, that the awakening, that it's time for us to really focus on promoting our own local products that are much more nutritious, by the way, and that just by doing so, we bring a sense of pride, and we also support our local economy. In addition, that's food security. Situations like this, the Chinese or the Indians are not going to send rice to Africa when they have to focus on their own people. You know, that's just the sad situation. So for me, it's been important to message for quite some time, and that's why I started a company called Yolele Foods, working with farmers in West Africa, in the Sahel region, and we promote crops like fonio. Fonio is an ancient grain that's been growing in Africa. Yeah, it's a drought-resistant ancient grain that's nutritious, and we've been ignoring it. But fonio is a grain that could really change the situation of the rural communities of Africa. So that's.
And how do you cook it? I mean, talk to me about how you would cook something like that, and you know, be tasty. I'm sure anything you cook is tasty, Chef. Yeah, but anyway, let's try fonio.
Thank you, Chef. Fonio is amazing because it cooks in 5 minutes. You know, it cooks. You can cook it with water, just 1 cup of water, half a cup of fonio. It cooks really quick. Within 5 minutes, it's ready. You can steam it, and the great thing about it is a very, very versatile grain. You can make any use fonio with any recipes, any sauce. It likes to have sauces. Back home, you know, in West Africa, we use like peanut sauce, we use okra sauce that goes well with it. That's like the traditional recipe. But there's also other ways to do it. At Teranga, we have this amazing roasted beets and pickled carrots that we make in a fonio salad that comes out perfectly. We make a jollof fonio. Actually, you have to come and try our jollof.
Make a jollof fonio. Okay, keep my plate. Keep my plate. That's what I'm asking.
I'm keeping it for you. It's a delicious one, actually. And yeah, so it's very versatile, and it has neutral flavor, so it can really adjust to any recipe that you can imagine.
That's amazing. What are the other, in your view, ignored crops, food products from our continent that you would like to see, or like that you see an opportunity for in this moment? Because as bad as this moment is, and it is terrible, there are also opportunities in some spaces to reimagine, reawaken, rediscover. So you mentioned fonio. I'm struck by what else is there, because we have a lot of people from all over the continent watching.
Oh,
and
totally.
Is there other things?
Oh, there are plenty of others. There are plenty of others. One of them that we also have at Teranga is ruby red rice from Liberia. It's a red rice that you see in different parts of Africa as well. But again, you shake your head because that's terrible. We've been ignoring those crops.
Yeah.
That's a nutritious red rice. And we're working with a farmer in Liberia right now to bring this rice here, to bring it back and open markets for those farmers. It's nutritious rice, nutritious, nutty flavor. I mean, really amazing rice. We serve it with our yassa teranga, and our customers are loving it. But you know, you wouldn't find it in the cities, in Dakar, in Lagos, unfortunately, because we just think we need to import our stuff. You know, I just like to talk about how every street corners of Dakar, you would see baguette and croissants the best way. I mean, like, you know, and we don't grow wheat, but we want to eat like the French, you know. That's just, you know, and there's nothing wrong with having all the good food from other parts of the world, but start by serving your own self, you know, with your own grains. And this Liberian red rice is one example. There's another one that I love to talk about because it's just been more and more difficult to find. And if we don't promote those crops, they just disappear. That's just the law. Yeah. So there's one, this one is called Bambara beans. Bambara beans is
okay, those I've heard of, but I don't know what they are. I just know they exist.
Yeah, they exist. Well, not for long unless we start consuming them, you know, and that's what we try to do with Yolele Foods is we packaging those crops, we making them look sexy by branding them properly, and now we distribute them at Whole Foods, we distribute them, you can have them at Teranga, you can have them at many different retailers, independent retailers, online as well, Tribe Market, Amazon, of course. And that's just the way we try to save these crops and also, you know, bring economic prosperity in rural West Africa.
So I'm wondering whether in this time of lockdown, now that you can't, I mean, although the activity at Teranga continues and now you know, it's open for delivery and people can pick up food, you're obviously not able to move at quite the same speed as you were previously. Is this a time for innovation in the kitchen? Is this a time to be thinking of new recipes and new things that you can bring to your customers in the future?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's a time for inspiration. Like I said, I moved to Warwick right now. It was mainly for Lisa to have the right environment for her pregnancy. But it's also in nature, and nature is the perfect moment for inspiration. I have plenty of time. I spend most of my time in the kitchen, and it's a meditation for me. But eh, beautiful ideas are coming up, and look out for them for when we are back to normal.
So what are the essential staples in the Chef Pierre Thiam kitchen? I'm intrigued. Is it a good saucepan? I'm asking because is it a good saucepan? Is it a good knife? The other day I was in my kitchen and I realized I don't have a garlic crusher because in the middle of a pandemic I suddenly needed a garlic crusher. And I thought, I wonder what is in an esteemed chef's kitchen that are the basics. Because this is not an esteemed chef's kitchen, let me tell you that. So what's going on in your kitchen? What are the must-haves?
Well, you know what? I don't have a garlic crusher just like you. I don't. But you know what? But if
Well,
you
how
have,
do I crush garlic then without the garlic crusher? This is
no,
actually a serious question because
you,
I was about to Google it.
if you have a good knife, if you have a good knife, good knife. By that I mean a knife that sharpens. You need to have a set of knives. You need to have a chef knife about eight
Okay.
inches, and a paring knife. Which is a small
Okay.
knife that you would use. That paring knife is important because not only for peeling, but it's when you have garlic, for instance, and you want to mince the garlic. The mincing is a term, a technical term, but that's what you get. The result you get to have the full flavor of the garlic with the knife. You have a way to chop it fine. In next show, you know what we do? We do a cooking demo. We do a cooking demo, and I show you how to use the knife. But
Okay,
then
so we are so doing a cooking demo. You think I'm joking? We're going to do a cooking session with
deal.
Chef Thiam on Home with Isha Sesay. You have just come up with a new segment.
There we
We are,
go.
I am so excited. We're going to get African chefs throughout to do
Awesome.
cooking segments with Home with
Awesome.
Isha Sesay. Send your thoughts in. If you are a chef, if you've got something you want to show us, please don't burn your homes down. I'm begging you. But let's do this. I'm very excited about this idea. Chef Thiam, I want to get our viewers in and get some of their comments. Stanley Lumax, I think you know him. He
Oh
says
yeah.
Teranga juices are essential. You do juices?
Oh boy, yes, we make our own juices and all inspired by the tradition. So we have our ginger juice, of course. That's a ginger from fresh ginger, raw, not cooked, so just raw. And we also have moringa limeade that we make, and all superfood. We make a baobab and coconut juice.
Oh, wow.
It's bui, it's traditional, also Senegalese. We make a sorrel hibiscus as well. So these are the juices
Oh,
that we make,
wow.
and they're all very nutritious. They're great, especially for now. You need some energy drinks, so that's the kind of drink we make at Teranga.
Wow, I'm very excited. Now I'm feeling very left out in LA as I
Oh
hear all
boy.
these things. People seem to be really down for this cooking idea, Chef Thiam. So I just need you to know. Kanonye says he's down for that. What is Casamanch? Casamanch
Casamance,
salad?
Casamance is the region where my family is from in Senegal. It's the south of Senegal, very lush. And the Casamance salad is like a salad that has fonio now, and fonio and kale and tomatoes and cucumber. It's a really nutritious and healthy and light salad. Fonio is a grain that's very light. It digests very easily. There's so many properties I could be talking on and on about it. It has a low glycemic index, so it's recommended for diabetics. So all those properties have in fonio. We have in fonio, and you can find it in the Casamance salad. And we serve it with a lime and ginger dressing, but you can also recommend a moringa dressing as well. So it's like both of those are perfectly suitable for the Casamance salad.
Well, I like this. Zobo juice.
And mango in the Casamance salad as well. That's like
Oh,
so
really?
it has a
Okay.
fruitiness as well, yeah.
And what's bouillet?
Bui is
Bouillet.
baobab.
Oh,
Bui
that's
is
baobab. Okay.
baobab in Wolof.
Okay,
And
baobab in Wolof. And
yeah.
that's you do the juice. You make a
Yeah.
juice out of that.
Yeah, we make the juice out of it too. Yeah, it's baobab. It's one of the fruits that has the highest amount of vitamin C. So,
I didn't know, which
oh yeah.
everyone's saying we should take more of right now. It can't hurt
Oh yeah,
to
it's
take more.
becoming. You can take as much as you want. It can't hurt, and it's becoming very popular and trendy right now. The baobab because of its properties. It really has a. It's a very nutritious and potent drink, and
So if
delicious.
you had to, um, if people want to support Teranga right now, how do they do that? You know, where can they go?
So you can go online. We have our website is it's teranga.com, ITSTERANGA.com, and then you'll have links on how to support. You can even buy directly food for hospital workers. Some people are doing a great job at in the fundraising. You can go from that website to the GoFundMe link and support as well. And you can as little as $10 to buy food for one nurse or one hospital worker. Is like it's just yeah.
And how's your family doing back home in Senegal? What's happening there? What's your thoughts on the situation there?
Well, I'm quite pleased actually with the news that I'm hearing from Senegal. Apparently, 61% of people who've been posting positive are healed and coming out of the hospitals. I mean, the numbers are becoming lower and lower. We're still like below 200 people, 200 cases. And, the government, surprisingly, has been very positive the way they reacted. And
You
they,
smiled.
well, yeah, because we're not used to have great news like this. I mean, it's like I tend to be very political, but food is politics. So, but this time, the whole society has been on top of it, and they have you know, um, confinement. The streets, the cities are locked at 6 p.m. At 6 p.m., I think no one is allowed outside, and everywhere you go, you have access to disinfectant. Most people are wearing masks. Apparently they're keeping the social distancing everywhere. In supermarkets, there's a line, but you have to stand 6 feet from each other. So it's just great, and I'm hearing it from all segments of society. People are really pleased by the way we are taking these things seriously. So that's reassuring because we don't want the same level of uh,
Yeah.
uh, that we have here, especially here in New York. That would be just terrible. And a lot of people are seeing Africa becoming the biggest victim of it, and we're saying no, we don't have to. I think we can just take care of our own.
Yeah, I mean, I talk a lot about that on the shows that I'm doing right now. Just this, there's a kind of almost a fatalism,
Yeah.
kind of like it's a foregone conclusion that this is going to see Africa kind of collapse and crumble, and it's not a foregone conclusion. And
Of course not.
until now, we are doing our best, and our best we moved faster to do our best than many other parts of the world.
Exactly.
And I'm not yes, we need to prepare for the worst, but at the same time, let's not almost kind of, it feels sometimes almost like there's a willing of it, on the part of people who are talking about the continent. And I find that troubling, and I think that speaks to just many narratives around the continent. But the good thing is, I think, you said this right at the beginning as you talked about things like Fonio, is that, there is an opportunity here for us to kind of hold our culture even tighter, hold our communities even tighter, and kind of like elevate them and uplift them in a way that I hope will have a permanence, right? They won't just be temporary. That we can shift the narrative with our culture, whether it's food or it's music or innovation, and I think there's a real opening up here.
Absolutely. I'm optimistic, and I really see this. It's really kind of crazy to see positive coming out of this, but I think that's a big opportunity for Africa if we can turn it around, and I believe we will. I believe we will. We are seeing all these, like you say, these people are fatalistic and calling all kind of terrible news for Africa, and realizing how people really don't care about us. We need to really care about ourselves and do it ourselves, and that's just, I believe, what's going to happen.
Yeah, no, I agree. More comments. This from Ayeke. With these, I'm always like trying to make sure that I break it in the right place. Aikenakemi says Africa will survive coronavirus. We will survive this.
Yes.
We absolutely. She says Aikenakemi says we aren't crumbling. Fode Bureau says we need to build our continent. I absolutely agree. Chef Thiam, what's your vision for the continent 5 years from now?
5 years from now, assuming that this thing is, we found a vaccine, right?
I'm going to go with that. I'm going to assume.
Yeah, we find a vaccine. We're back to normal, even though, you know, normal is never going to be as normal as, hopefully, not the way it was. I mean, we'll be more conscious, I think, you know, and so my vision is we will learn to depend on ourselves. And in particular, when it comes to food security, we will promote our own products. We will also get closer. You know, those borders need to be revisited. You know, those borders are not real, and we just have been hanging on to them for way too long. It's beautiful to see how the United African community is like just working together to fight this pandemic. You know, it's like those countries alone will not be able to succeed, but together, that's how we will get some serious results. So my vision, 5 years from now, again, talking about the optimistic Pierre here, but I definitely want to see us getting closer to that union, you know, in certain levels, at least in trade, when it comes to trade. You know, culturally, we are united, so let's make it a reality. And this is the only way for us to really survive this world of wolves and vampires and people.
Chef Thiam's like, well, the vampires may be wishing bad on us. This from Yaya Kitchen L. Yes. Yaya, thank you for the message. Yes. We need a Pan-African approach. Could not agree more. Tony Cruz, African resilience. Sylvie Biss, Africa is the future. Is there a quote that you live by? Is there a motto? Are there words that you turn to for inspiration, Chef Thiam?
Well, there's a message I recently posted online. I called it. It was on the palm of my hand. It was saying "United as one," and that I was really thinking of for us Africans. But of course, the whole community, because it's a global situation right now. So being united is a must to fight this. But you know, it should start with us Africans. So yeah, we need to think this way. That's my motto at the moment.
So as we start our African cooking session, Chef Thiam, you and I, what are we cooking for the first session? Because somebody just asked if we're doing fonio.
I think I lost you. I couldn't hear what you said. Can you repeat?
No, I'm saying for our cooking session, when you're going to show me how to cook, I'm going to find a ton of chefs to do this, do various African-inspired dishes. What are we cooking in our session? Before I let you go.
You and I. Yes. Okay, well, hey, you know, I would love to do something that's, again, transcend the borders, Sierra Leone and Senegal. You know, how about we do a jollof, you know? Let's do that.
It's on. We're doing a jollof rice cooking set. Okay, fine. So you're going to do the cooking. I'm going to do the question asking, okay, and bring in viewer questions as you cook.
Oh, we could do something, a different format. How about we do the show live from your kitchen? You know, okay. I send you the ingredients ahead of time.
Okay.
The list of ingredients.
Okay.
And you post them to even your viewers, you know, your audience, and everyone could be having the same ingredients, and we all cook at the same time.
I love that idea.
It sounds good, right?
Okay, so we're doing this. I know that you're like, I'm just saying this so that you can get off Instagram and let me go back to wonderful outdoors New York. But I'm just holding you to this because you're saying this live in the world of Instagram, that we are going to cook jollof rice together during this lockdown.
There we go.
Chef Thiam, it's such a pleasure. Thank you for spending
Thank you.
time with me this afternoon. I wish you and Lisa well, and the soon-to-be-here little one. Please be safe. I'm going to be reaching out, so I can send you my address, so you can email me the details for this jollof rice cooking session.
Thanks for having me.
You're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being such a voice of positivity.
Thank you. And everyone out there, stay safe. We will make it.
We will indeed make it safe. Thank you everyone for spending the last half hour with me and Chef Thiam. Look out for details about these cooking sessions we're going to do. And, you know, let's learn some things while we're locked up. Let's make use of this time and build community. Stay safe, everyone. Thanks for joining us. See you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye. Bye, Chef Thiam. Bye, everyone.